Got to tell you, hope everybody's staying safe. Thank you very much for your Texas A&M. So we will just open it up. If whoever wants to take the first question and run with it. Chuck, you got nothing?
Daryl Bruffett. Can I go first?
Hey, Daryl. Yes, sir.
I know that I guess it was late last week. There was, I guess something from A&M, a decision that you guys wouldn't have or wouldn't be able to host your June athletic camp. What does that mean to you guys as an athletic department? I heard from some coaches about what it means to them in terms of their programming, but is that any money that comes into the athletic department?
Yeah, that's a great question, Daryl, and obviously, we had shut our campus down to pretty much all visitors until May 31st. So this is another progressive step in that, and so we have all camps, not just athletic camps, academic camps, things like that happen on campus. Those are all shut down through the end of June. There is no direct financial impact to the athletic department. All of that revenue goes to our coaching staffs in those respective sports, and then they have expenses, they have camp workers, there's obviously staff within that sport who receive the financial benefit of those camps. So that's what I think our coaches were talking about last week. So for them personally, it's a major impact. And then the people that are impacted most in this are the volunteer coaches. The NCAA allows you to have volunteer coaches, and their income, their livelihood is 100% generated through those camps. So that's something that we're trying to provide some resources to at least point them in the right direction. They're not our employees, but we're trying to point them in the right direction. So that's a fallout of this, and we're trying to just give them as many resources as we can, and we're still kind of developing some of those plans. So it's a very good question and timely.
Hey Ross, Travis here.
Hey Travis.
So I know it's been a couple days since the NCAA made their ruling. Is there any timetable, or have y'all made any framework for those spring coaches to try and have the conversations with some of those seniors, and what is that kind of looking like so far?
Yeah, we went through a lot of that analysis on Friday, Monday. We're in process of communicating with each coach of our spring sports to let them know that, hey, move forward with your plan or modify this. So some of those conversations may be happening in real time as we're even on this call. So they have their plan. The coaches will start to implement that plan, have conversations. Most of them had a pretty good feel and a pretty good sense of what their seniors were going to do or wanted to do. So we had a pretty good idea going into Friday and Monday, but now the coaches will go out and start having those conversations and finalize everything.
Russ, what's your feeling on the, I guess, idea that if the season is delayed, playing it in the spring, football season in the spring?
To me, the first question you have to ask is what happens to the 2021 season? What's that timing look like? Because you really, you need 4 months, to play a college football season, from the first game, and really it's 4+ months when you include now the CFP championship, happening, sometimes in mid-January. So to me, that's the first question you have to ask is, okay, yeah, sure, we can't play in the fall. Let's play in the early 2021, but you got to look at the backside of that from a recovery standpoint, health and safety standpoint. So to me, that's the first question, and it's way too early to even look at models of what that might even be able to comprehend and how that would work from a 4-month standpoint. So to me, that's the first analysis you would have to do is what happens to the 21 season.
As a former college football player yourself, if you can remember, do you think you could have played a season in the spring and then come back and play again in the fall?
You think you can do anything when you're 21, 22 years old. So of course, and look, our young men and women, of course, in all of our sports. They compete year round, they train year round. They're really highly tuned athletes. So, there'd be a way to adapt. Obviously, again, the health and safety would be the utmost. But I think young people, they want to compete. What I'm hearing from our young people is they just want to play now. They have this detachment, and they just want to play. And tell us when we can play. We don't have that answer yet. But tell us when we can play. But that's the health and safety has to come, first and foremost. So that's what we're focused on right now.
Boss, dovetailing from that, I talked to a bunch of coaches who either have experienced this kind of off season or know about it. There was a day when players were just sent home with a set of instructions and showed up in August. I know you weren't, but Matt Campbell at Iowa State at Division III, that's the way they operate.
Yeah.
Could this be, I don't know, a re-examination of, do we need this to be an 11 or 12 month sport?
Perhaps, perhaps. And then you layer in the academic piece.
Yeah.
Is, they're here, the whole month of June, the whole month of July, in classes. There's a lot of orientation sessions that take place, a lot of sort of bridge programs to prepare them, for the fall and their academic career. And so it's a year-round aspect. So yeah, in some ways, look, I remember you ran when I played. My last season was 1994 in college. You ran a little bit in June, and then right after July 4th, it was like, okay, now you have to get serious. I mean, that's kind of how we did it. And then, because you don't want to be, that first day when you have to run those, 6 gassers or whatever your fitness test was, you want to be ready for that. But then you really use, 2-a-days to really kind of get in game shape. That was the model, back then. Yeah, obviously times have changed, but yeah, perhaps that's how we look at it. There's an adaptation that perhaps the physical toll needs to be re-examined.
And now we're worried about guys getting like protein shake in March. Not that that's a bad thing, but that's how far we've come.
Right. Much more advanced.
Yeah. I had a follow real quick. I know I've asked you about this a lot just because you were on the transfer working group. What kind of feedback are you getting from your coaches on the fact that the one-time transfers rule may come about?
Most of our coaches, I think they just want clarity. We know that the waiver process, in the past couple of years, really has not worked. There's not a lot of transparency on why certain waivers get approved and why certain ones don't. And, so I think as an industry, we just want clarity. And then talking to our coaches here at Texas A&M, for the 5 sports that don't have immediate eligibility, they just want to know, hey, tell us what the rules are, tell us what we need to do to adapt. If there is, the waiver process is a little more lenient, on the first time, then, what we'll have to deal with that, we'll have to manage, accordingly. And, I look at transfers like, look, if you have a sound program, you're going to have some kids that leave, and we know that. And if those young men and women don't want to be here, we want to put them in the best position to move on. But if you have problems in your program, then you're going to have a lot of transfers, and that's a bigger issue that universities have to deal with. So, we're hoping for some clarity. Again, given all this virus thing that we're in right now, I'm not sure when we'll get the clarity, but conversations are still happening about the transfer world.
Will this cause, not cause, to make coaches maybe develop a different relationship with players? One NAB said just recruit better players, not talent-wise, but just culture-wise.
Yeah.
They don't.
Right. It comes down to chemistry, relationships, what kind of culture in your program. Obviously, recruiting, and roster management is a big deal. I mean, you want competition, right? But if you have a lot of players leaving, did you recruit, the right way? Is there too many people at that one position? My son, he's 13, he follows recruiting. We were looking back at some of the last couple, like Elite 11 quarterback classes.
Yeah.
And I think the last 2 or 3, only like 3 or 4 in each class are still at the original school. They've all transferred. So why is that at that position? So it definitely causes you to examine how you run your program. Speaking of my 13-year-old, he just walked in. Hey, Chip.
Have you had conversations with Jimbo on a drop-dead date for the guys in 20s? How long would it take to get a team prepared?
Just in a general sense, I've kind of used 45 to 60 days, and some of that will be dependent on each individual person, right? I mean, some guys may take longer than 60 days. Some guys may take 50 days. But that we really just kind of talked in a general sense. I think until we see where we are on May 1st, it's kind of too early to predict when we would start or how we would start. I mean, there's been some good news. It seems like the last couple days relative to the curve and some of the modeling that was out there a few weeks ago. But we know one thing about models is they're not accurate, right? You need real data, and I think we'll have some real data here around May 1st. So, but we talked. We actually spoke yesterday about some general ideas and as things are kind of being kicked around nationally. But that's sort of what we talked about. But then it also depends. Sorry, it also depends on what happens in those 60 days. Are you able to talk more football? Are you able to have walkthroughs? Obviously, you got to have the physical part. But is there more the coaching and the mental part and the playbook planning and things like that you can do in that time frame, which I think is just as important, as the physical piece if you're really prepping, perhaps on a shorter window. So a lot of it depends on what we're able to do whenever we get back to that togetherness.
Zach, just wondering, I know that.
I think Chip came back in with.
I'm sorry. Who will ultimately make that decision?
That's a great question. So the scenarios that I've thrown out are: we play Colorado in week 3. Okay, let's say we're farther ahead, based on our health experts, and we're able to get back to normalcy sooner than the state of Colorado. We played them in week 3. What happens then? So I think it's going to be layered. I think you have to go based on your health experts. You have to, obviously, we're going to follow our conference leaders, our university leaders. How is your university operational? What's your state government, saying about, your health environment? So it's not just one body, one person, one league. This is a multifaceted, decision. I know the Power 5, the Economy 5 conferences are speaking at the commissioner level on a regular basis. So there's dialogue happening there about some uniformity. But there's not really one trigger point that says, okay, everybody's back. Everybody's back on this date, in this environment. And that's going to be the challenging part. Once we do, get back up and running.
Hey, Ross, it's Zach. There was an ESPN article about Alabama using tech to keep the track anyways of their players' health. I just wanted to get your reaction to that. And are you guys implementing anything like that, like Apple Watches or modern equipment?
We all have technology that we use, on our campuses. We have a system here that tracks. Jimbo refers to it, a lot in terms of the load and things like that. So we all have that technology. I think the Apple Watch, so when they leave campus, I think that was a little bit of a new wrinkle, for all of us. Our understanding is that it's health and safety, which is all permissible. We can't track workouts. We can't film anything right now. We can't watch, any drills that the athletes are doing on their own. We can't do any of that stuff. So you can't use it to monitor, that aspect of it. But all of our technology we use while they're here on campus. And so we don't have any plans right now to send anything off or anything like that. We're just, we're making sure that our guys are staying safe. We're giving them, the voluntary workouts. We're making sure that they're, following all the safety precautions and staying healthy and just kind of monitoring it, that way. But we don't have any plans right now to send any, sort of technology out at this point.
Ross, this is Chuck. Was just wondering, with all the contingencies being talked about out there, stuff that you hear internally or talking to your peers, is there anything that you've heard that makes you kind of wince a little bit, whether it's football without fans or conference only, or as we talked about spring football, or are you kind of open-minded at this point to what needs to be done to have some kind of football season?
Yeah, I think, in a lot of cases, we're all just, guessing, really, right? I mean, we don't know exactly, what the data, will tell us, what our health experts, will tell us. We can look at, what happens in, May 1st and June 1st. And, we need 60 days. I mean, we can model, but until when you're starting, or when you can have some, I just use the word togetherness. Until you know that, it's really hard to predict, opening weekends, is there a delay, is it shortened, move to 2021. And, to me, there has to be a progressive, sort of opening, and sort of, hey, we have to start here, and then we work our way up to full stadiums. I think all of us would be on board with playing the season in the best environment possible to make sure that, we give these kids a great experience, that we have, stadiums that have, season ticket holders in them. We know the revenue piece is highly important to how we run our programs, but there's nothing that I've heard that just says, hey, that makes me wince or anything. I think it's the unknown that we all keep kind of running through our heads going, okay, what if this happens? What if that happens? And to me, it's just way too early at this stage. Sorry, my kids are wrestling in the background. My home office is not quite secure all the way.
Hey, Ross, this is Suzanne Halliburton with the Statesman. Sorry if you've already heard this. I keep getting kicked out for some reason. But what is the next step, progressive step, that you would like to see on May 1st to give you reason to hope that there could be football on schedule? And the second thing, if that football season does continue in the fall, are you already starting to game plan hand sanitizer stations and social distancing and all that stuff that people were going to try to do in March, but then had to cancel because everything got canceled?
To me, the biggest sign of data that we'll look for is, have the health experts told us that we've reached the peak, that we're on the downhill, slide of the curve? Do we have that window, out there that we know that we have this virus in the best, containable, position possible, and that it is coming down, and that all this social distancing has worked? To me, that's the biggest piece of data, that we need, that's out there, and then we can start to model out, return to activity, what the summers look like, things like that. So to me, that's the biggest piece of data. And then, here at Texas A&M, we have unbelievable experts, tracking this. We have a health sciences center. We have a school of public health. We're getting great guidance, from them as well in terms of, those models and how, what position that we be in. So that's what I want. I want the medical expert data. And then, we talked in a general sense about, stadium preparations, sanitizing. Let's just say that we have some limited return to activity. What do we do to our athletes? Do we test all of our athletes? We don't know that answer yet, right? We test all of our coaching staff. Do they have their own little community for a while, right? Are they in the same, apartment complex? Those are some of the things that we're talking about. But again, until you kind of know that timeline, it's hard to operationalize, some of those components.
Hey, Rob.
Also, what do you think the next step for the NCAA will be, or the SEC will be for you all? Is it more access to the players in May? What do you think the next they're going to let you do?
Good question. We're having daily calls. Again, sort of the Apple Watch thing, maybe spurred some ideas. I would like to be able to monitor our student athletes a little more closely, not for the competitive piece, but for the health and safety piece. So I think if this thing does go, a longer into the summer, I think we're going to have to introduce some elements. I don't know what those are right now. I don't know if that's, everybody's on a Zoom and we can watch them work out that way. I don't know what those concepts are yet. But I think the longer this goes on, and you do have some return to activity, that you need them in the best possible physical condition so they don't get hurt when they do come back. So I think the longer this goes, I think we'll talk about more ideas, what those are. No one's come up with them yet, but I think we all need something that we are in this position a little bit longer, and I think we need some more monitoring, if you will, on the physical side.
Hey Ross, Travis again. Have you had any players or coaches test positive?
We have not. We had a few student athletes who had some family members, but they got themselves in the best position possible. We have not had any staff members or student athletes or family members, staff members, to our knowledge, test positive.
Hey Ross, Mike Lucas here. Two questions.
Hey Mike.
First one, I saw you put on Twitter this weekend the possibility of getting back to the retro uniform. Is that something to elaborate on a little more first week?
I'm gonna follow the lead of Kellen Mond. You haven't heard yet. No, we had a little fun with that on Twitter over the weekend. Kellen's a great young man, so obviously we were both bored. We had to talk about uniforms, but we had a plan with spring practice, spring game. I guess the spring game would have been a week from this coming Saturday, April 18th. We had a plan to start unveiling what the new uniforms would look like for the 2020 season, but I can't really just do that over this fall, right, Mike? So you'll have to wait, but we'll have a plan to launch everything and showcase what the new uniforms will look like.
Understand. The second question is the doomsday scenario that we don't have college football in 2020. These sports still have other sports, or the financial impact on actual football kind of cause a sliding effect on college sports.
It's if you look at our budget, about 85% of our budget is driven through the football pieces. It's not necessarily just direct ticket sales or donations. It's the sponsorship, it's the concessions, it's obviously SEC, television revenue. So it's really kind of hard to imagine, how you would operate a full athletic department. And so we haven't mapped any of that stuff out yet. And I want to know a lot more data. But yeah, you would have a tough time just from a expenses, revenue. How would you operate? That's a great question. We really haven't gone through that draconian of an exercise yet because we want to be optimistic and we want to see where this data takes us in the next couple months.
Ross, this is Chuck again. I was just getting back to the student athletes in terms of what can you do and what are you doing for the players right now. In terms of, I've seen a few schools sending care packages, whether it's protein bars or things like that to guys. What are you doing? What can you do from that standpoint to make sure that they have something to keep their condition up?
Yeah, right now for us, we're able to send them out workouts. We're able to talk to them and make sure that they got the information, make sure that they're operating safely. Then we have, hold on a second, I've got a dog in the background barking.
Yeah, well, yeah. We'll make sure you get him in now.
So, Chuck, again, I think it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. The farther this goes along, I could see us, snack packages and, things like that. So we have athletes here in town. Yesterday, I think we gave out about 110 meals through our Slocum Nutrition Center. So that's gone down from when we first talked a few weeks ago. It's gone down a little bit. So I think the longer this goes, I think we have to be creative about sending nutritional packages and things like that. And there's permissible things that we can do. And then you also have this with a little more, flexibility for things like that. So we're not quite there yet, but I see us kind of taking some of those steps as far as this may go along.
Brock, it's Brent. One of them. Some good news for Aggie football. What's it mean for a program, I guess, nationally wise, for a guy like Von Miller and Shane Leckler? And I think Leckler's about your age, by the way, to be named to the All-Decade team for the NFL.
Well, just one, those guys are great guys. I've had a chance to meet Vaughn. I haven't had a chance to meet Shane, but I know how they represent A&M at the highest level. Great great men, good players. Lots of Aggies speak highly of them, and so it's just great representation. And then I think it just helps recruiting. It helps showcase that you come to A&M, you can play at the highest level, you can have long-term careers, you can be potential Hall of Famers in your sport of football, and so that just speaks to what can happen here at A&M, and just helps recruiting. And during this time, right, there's not a lot of news out there, so we'll take all the positive news we can get right now.
That's why I'm asking you about it, right?
Exactly.
Hey, Rob. Bob Blue, CBS Austin. How you doing?
Hey, Bob. Long time no see.
I know. How you doing? Doing good?
Wow. I'm doing great. Good to see you.
I swear I'm not here to talk Texas and Texas A&M. I swear.
No problem.
Is there a scenario where, or have y'all even thought about the opportunity to play literally every sport in the spring? I mean, if you have to have football, if you play, every fall and winter sport starting January 1 or whatever the day is, would that even be possible?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. I think, again, given the circumstances, you'd make it work. You'd staff appropriately. You'd obviously try to have the right kind of game time. You'd work with TV partners, etc. I think when the Masters got moved to mid-November, what did what did Twitter say? Hey, what's going to happen with college football? How are they going to schedule Sunday NFL? Right? So I think you'd have those conversations about how you would schedule all of it. But again, I think given the circumstances, this is all unprecedented. You would find a way to accommodate, whatever you had to do. And again, maybe you shorten it a little bit, but I think you find a way.
And then how closely will you follow what Major League Baseball is doing, trying to put everybody in one spot, possibly in Arizona, what they're talking about the all isolation, just trying to make something work?
I thought two pieces of news. One, the golf, the PGA Tour. I thought that news, was positive for people. And then we saw the Major League Baseball news as well. And that kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier. You do have your student athletes back on campus. Are they living in their own kind of community, if you will? So I haven't read all the Major League Baseball stuff, but it seems like that was the direction that they were thinking too, is sort of contain everyone, at least for the time being. So again, I think all these things, we all follow them. The SEC is definitely in communication with, the professional leagues to understand, conversations that they're happening. We saw the NBA commissioner, talk about, hey folks, we're not making any decisions until May. We're going to sit here the whole month of April. So you track that. How does that play out, for us? So I think we have to follow all these things and talk to people and in the industry, get the best insights, and try to make the best decisions with what we have, for sure.
Thank you.
Since here, I'd like to ask a couple women's basketball questions if I could.
Yes, sir.
Opposing teams have used Blair's age against them for years, but now he's 74, 1 year left in the contract, which I'm sure they're using in the recruiting trail. The program moving forward. Did you sit down and talk to Gary since the season ended?
Since we left each other in Greenville, South Carolina, so I've seen Gary on Zoom. We'll have a chance to have those conversations here in the coming weeks and months. And Gary's a national championship coach. He really signifies Aggie women's basketball, and he's done a terrific job as our leader. And I've loved our relationship. He's a great guy. He's great to talk to. Winning that 800th game was so important to him and his legacy. And so we want to celebrate him. but we also know we need to plan. And we need to have a plan, and we'll do that in the appropriate time. But Gary's been terrific, and at the right time, we'll sit down and map out what the future is.
To deal with retiring like a veteran teaching coach, either at Ole Miss or let's say Kentucky. I mean, it was just the first time, where you had a guy, let's say, at the twilight or a woman at the twilight of their career.
We had a long-term tennis coach at Ole Miss, Billy Chadwick. He was there forever. Was a legend, and handled his retirement. We promoted an assistant, at that point in time, and so I've been through a few of them where I've seen these type of transitions happen. And so Gary deserves the best. We want the best, but we also know that our program can win a national championship. We have a lot to offer in the marketplace, and when the time is right, we will hire a dynamic coach for sure.
Thanks, Ross.
Thank you. Who else we got? Anybody else?
Okay, guys. Anybody got? Let's wrap up with one more question, maybe.
Can I have one more follow-up?
Yep.
You were at Ole Miss when Vic Spencer went there, and at this time they forced you to hire two coaches. So my question is, now that he's at Texas, A&M doesn't have to play him, but A&M has to recruit against him. So is it better for him to stay in Mississippi State or not?
Well, some other things forced us to hire a couple coaches at Ole Miss, unfortunately. But look, Vic's a great coach. He did a great job there. We know the recruiting landscape. Vic was already recruiting in the state of Texas. So I don't know if anything changes other than the colors, that he's wearing. He's got to wear that burnt orange now. I don't think anything really changes from that perspective. We have to recruit at a high level. You've got Baylor doing what they're doing, right up the road. I don't know if anything really changes from that perspective. I think it's better not playing him, twice every year, like we were in the SEC. So maybe we'd rather recruit against him than play him every year. So.
Okay, guys. Any wrap up on your questions for today? Okay, I think
Thanks, everyone.
The plan is that we will post this once we get it all ready to go. Ross, thank you for your time. Thank everybody again for your interest in Texas A&M. You guys, be in touch if you need something. Otherwise, have a great rest of the day.
Thanks, Ross.
Thank you, Ross.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ross. Thank you.
No. Being recorded again.
No.